Well,
Oh,
first of all, let's
you know
talk
what?
events.
While Aztec's doing that, let me just quickly interject. Anybody who's watching
Yes.
this will see we are both hard farming right while we talk to each other. So, but I have been doing nothing but Giants B12 since I got my. I would say it is upwards of a 95 or higher percent team because
I do see
occasionally,
Naomi on
just
that team.
just
I
for
like
no
that.
reason at all, this team will derp out on me, and I don't know why. Posted this on, I believe I put it. No, I didn't put it on our Twitter, but you know what? I'm going back and I'm going to go get the pictures again. I'm going to put it on Twitter, but I
Excellent.
put it into our Discord that a whole day of farming, I got 2 legend runes in the same 10 repeat battles, and in both
Um.
cases, they were flat runes. Both times,
Oh
legend, flat
no.
runes, and I was so angry because, like, one of them was legitimately, like, it had 6 speed substat
Right.
in slot 4, it had it had eights, and a 7. Like, it was like the most flawless rune you could possibly have had to start
Except
with
for it was flat.
if it wasn't a flat.
But that
So angry.
honestly brings us to Edub's question.
Hey,
He had
Dubs.
two awesome questions. Definitely want to shout Edub. Um, one was, what is your most rage-worthy moment in Summoner's War? And two, he was lucky enough to pull an awesome LD Nat 5. However, it's on his alt account. So he
Mm-hmm.
definitely wants to know our opinions on alt accounts in general, and would you switch accounts if you get that Dream OP LD Nat 5?
Okay,
So I
now
know
let
you have many rage worthy
right.
events in Summoner's
So
War.
so
Pick
yeah,
one is gonna be tough.
yeah. I mean, there've been a lot of things like that that were a little hard for me to cope with. I must say, but I would say rage worthy. I mean, for me, the most upsetting thing. Uh, AJ and I are not free to play players. Like, I mean, that ship sailed a long time ago. My wife and I treat me to a pack when they would have those guaranteed 5-star events
Definitely.
around the holidays. So I will do, like, I like getting, like, I'm probably going to get at least one of the Summoners War Championship scrolls here from
Awesome.
the actual pack, not just the event. Just because I want to increase my perceived chance of getting one of the monsters that I really want. So that being said, I
The
would say
winged
when it.
one that will remain unnamed.
Oh no, I mean, where is it? I only did half the list because I don't want to do it. And this probably is not the final list, anyways. Um,
Right.
oh, they reset it. But I'm thinking a lot that for the monster ones, I would probably go that route. For the water, I'm thinking those. For the
Gotcha.
wind, I'm thinking Beast Monk. And that one. Now, this is only because I don't have any of those monsters other than the Valkyrie. I have the Wind and the Light
Right.
Valkyrie. I've been very fortunate, but
Excellent.
for the most part, they're all monsters that I don't have any of. So I figure, giving myself the best possible chance of getting those would be pretty cool. But yeah, in terms of rage worthy, I would say it's when I mean, even so much as last week when I opened 7 L&D scrolls, I don't even
Yeah.
care if I get an L&D 5. Like, I understand that that is, like, the most
Think
obnoxious, like, impossible thing I could ever
0.35%.
have happen. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I
Definitely.
get that it's, like, a 0.037 cent. I get it. But, like, I don't even want every single like best thing in the world. Like I would have been happy if I've gotten a Kamatau since you got a Kamatau, and that's over a year
I
ago
hear
now.
you.
Like
Yeah,
that is
that's
over a
true.
year. Like I can't believe I still have yet to get a Kamatau. But like I will get Manturas up the wazoo. I've had in my island 6 Manturas,
Right.
6 of them. Wait,
That's a lot.
yeah, that's
That's
the
definitely a
dark
lot.
serpent for those that don't know. But 6 of
Right.
them, I have had 6 in my island. I get basalts all the time. Like I would literally love,
Shout to
like
Basalt.
almost, right? I would love almost as much as Artemiel to get a Bethany as well because she
Right.
features very heavily in a lot of speed clearing teams. So
Yes.
a lot of them seem like that would be really incredible. That would be really, the bee's knees, as it were. So I very much would love that if, you know, I was able to get that character. But like that's the thing. I opened 7 Light and Dark Scrolls last week,
Right.
and not a single new monster. They were all dupes, every single one of them. And I guess like that to me, that's always the rage is when I save up scrolls or I
Yes.
splash out on my monthly packs or whatever,
Right.
like the light and dark packs, or if I actually spend real world money to get a pack and it's like a few seconds of hope and then it's all gone. Like that's the part that kills me. And I mean I know that that is the nature of the game, so I feel like I'm doing better about not being as heartbroken about it, but I
Well,
don't know,
that's good. Progress is always a good thing.
right? But
So
yeah,
that moves on to the. I mean, do you want to? Did you want to move on to the next one, or did you have another? Another.
what's your
Um.
rage worthy moment?
Oh man. It would honestly probably be feeding Lapis, but of course I didn't know at the time and didn't know what that would do to my account. But if I had
You know,
known, I would have future AJ would have stopped the hand of noob AJ and
um,
said like, no, don't do that. But that would probably be my worst, cringiest, most
uh,
rage-worthy event. Even though at the time I didn't think it would be that detrimental.
I'll regress and say that there is something along that line that I would also say was probably a rage-inducing moment. Not summoning
Yeah.
is they had a choose your monster event, and at the time I had saw this
Right.
team that could farm GB10 that had the water barbarian king and had you know other things like that, like Lulu and so on and so forth. And I
Right.
had decided, in my infinite wisdom, to take the Water Barbarian King because at the time I didn't have one, and I was like, well,
Of
I better
course.
get it because, otherwise I'm not going to have
You
one.
never
I'm going to
know.
regret it. I'm not going to get this team sorted, everything else, right? But
Right.
it ended up that I really, to this day, regret not having a Lynette. To this day,
Hmm.
I still regret that I did not take her because now I
Yeah,
have
that Hall of
an
Heroes was
army
crazy.
of barbarian kings
Ager,
and
Ager. What's the
yeah.
water one?
But I mean,
Ager.
time from like guild pieces
Nice.
in the guild shop. So I
Right.
mean, to me, it was like looking back on it, it was never worth it. So
Mhm. I hear you. I totally hear you. And the second question from Edub was, if you had a really cool OP Nat 5 on an alt, would you just kind of jump ship on your original and start working on that alt account?
now let us use the example of like let's say I won't even say Artemiel because you know the answer to that. I would devote equal time to playing the Artamiel account. Like I would find a way. I would be
Got you.
buying a second phone, like JMac and others I've seen who are like have 3 phones at a
Absolutely.
time, and they're like, "I got this. I got this." Man, don't worry about it. I got it.
Awesome.
Shout out to J Mac. Good luck, World Championships.
Absolutely. Good luck to
Um,
you. I'm rooting for you.
yeah, you're my horse, man. Bring in those scrolls. Bring them in. But I, you know, I would not abandon my primary account because I
Right.
also have so much time invested, and I'm not the kind of person that will
Totally.
idly put my time and energy into something. So I do not think I would jump ship. I would just probably.
Right.
I mean, it's probably the reason why I do have a baby account on a different server, but it was
Right.
to perform experiments with, not really to play. So,
Ooh.
yeah, not the kind of
Summoning
experiments
experiments.
that sound exciting. Yeah, but no, I mean, I have all my transmogs here. I have all my fun
Right.
stuff. Like I'm not interested in. Like that's why if I did summon something in another account, I would probably be angry. Like if I had gotten like a Ryu and a Bison on an alt account, I probably would have been very angry at myself.
Absolutely.
Just
So
because why would I punish myself that way?
that is exactly why I don't have an alt account. I just, play other games. If that were to happen, like if I were to get a unit that I really liked on an alt, then I'd be like splitting my time. Then I'd have to think about like building all the fusions again, which isn't impossible. That dude flexed, the guy that we were talking about last week, and made 11 Balikers. So, can I do all my fusions all over again? Can I get my transmogs all over again? I could, but I'd rather not. So, I'd rather
Mm,
not make an alt. I mean, it does make such a compelling case, though, if you get like a ragdoll or some type of awesome OP unit. But
right. Yeah.
I'm just gonna check which unit Edub got. Let's see. But yeah, it was a good one for what I remember. It was a
Well,
pretty
that's it.
good one. It was definitely one to consider. You know, moving your moving your attention to that particular account too. But yeah, man. Apparently his daughter summoned for him. But yeah, he got Trinity, the Dark Valkyrie, or whatever, and his good luck charm, his daughter, hit the button on that light and dark and got it for him. So she likes getting the sparklies. So definitely want to shout out not only Edub but his daughter, and all the dads that play games with their kids, just like JD and some of the others.
Raising them right. Raising them right.
Yeah,
Love it.
absolutely. 100%. My cousins really got me into gaming, not necessarily my parents. They just weren't tech savvy. They were very good at other things, but they just weren't very technically whatever. But I definitely want to shout out my cousin Monet, who put me onto video games, comics, role playing games, like pen and paper games also. So yeah, he was my entryway
Don't
into a lot of
make
stuff
me
I'm
roll
still
for
doing now.
initiative.
Oh man, absolutely. But yeah, thank you for Edub. Definitely wanted to get into those two topics. And if you listeners have topics that you want to hear, definitely let us know and we will be happy to talk about them on the show.
Definitely, definitely. We love to hear from you guys. Um, and let's check the topics. The topics. Aztec asked me for a Felleria Bulwark update. I mean, the update is
Yes.
they feature on my RTA team quite often. Um, Depending on what team comp I'm going up against, they are very heavily involved with
Right.
my RTA battles. But yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
good.
they still do great. I will say my only thing that I don't love about Bulwark is he
Right.
really is not good on boss levels of any kind anywhere.
Mm,
So, and
got you.
it's a little bit
Because his
disappointing.
Forbidden Galder doesn't work on bosses. It doesn't work well.
Correct, yeah. And I mean, I wish it was something like, oh, it doesn't work on on bosses, but it just does some like because there are ones that if they're immune to sleep or crowd control effects
Right.
that it just does more damage to them, right? So
Exactly. It's a
I
trade-off.
wish I wish it was something like that we we might have him do more damage than his S1, but it always bothers me that he's
Gotcha.
just sitting there with like 5 charges and he does nothing at all. Like he's just like S1, 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 S1. Bet you know what I'm doing next.
Nothing at
S1.
all.
I mean, he does decent
I
damage, but
played the
it's
S1.
of all the methods that I could take, I'm gonna take the fifth. Yeah,
I could just choose one. The
one,
S1.
one right. Be the S1. Mmm. Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to Dave Chappelle. That was a Dave Chappelle skit that we both loved. But anyway, but but yeah, I was just interested on Fillory and Bulwark, very very rare team comp, and you've been using it very very effectively, which is great.
Thank you. I mean,
So
they're quite good. I enjoy them quite a lot. They're very good at what they do.
excellent. So JD and I have a friendly gentleman's competition on who can build Cassie, the dark cowgirl, with the
What
best runes. He's going to
did I
win, but
did
regardless.
I get left out? Oh, that's very sad for me.
Oh, not at all, not at all. You I don't think you summoned her yet. Pretty sure you have the pieces, but I'm not 100% sure if
No,
you summoned her.
I had her and she was even awoken.
Oh,
Like mine was
perfect.
just
Okay,
at 4 stars. Like she was just chilling in the storage defense force for the longest time. Keeping things warm.
awesome.
Did you see me spank this team? Spanked them.
Yeah,
As
that
as
was
Nelly
an
would
ooh,
see, as Nelly would say, I clapped those cheeks.
absolutely.
Yeah, let me go. Yeah, I
So
just
I'm in
actually
the path.
five-starred her, I think. Yeah, see?
Oh, good.
Why am I
Doing
right
a lot
down
of
there?
work.
Just look right there.
But good news is I actually found some halfway decent rage runes because I wanted to take advantage of her S3, which
Hmm.
adds another 50% to the crit damage. So it's already at 125, which is cool. I didn't even like power up these runes yet, so her crit damage could go up
Potentially.
even higher, higher, potentially. So that's the build I'm
What's
going
your
with.
crit rate? 60,
The crit rate now is
55.
55, but again, those
See
runes aren't
now
even
we.
built up.
Well, are any of these?
What's that? What?
Okay. I have to find a room to put in here. This is embarrassing. Take
So
all
yes,
whatever.
so JD, Lightstar, and myself are all building Cassie just to see, just for funsies. She gets outshined by her light cowgirl sister so much, but we're gonna build her up. Like you said, you are considering this new Necro team because next week the event's gonna be all about Necro. So
Hmm.
she may fit somewhere in that Necro team.
Yeah,
Also
maybe.
gives me
Probably
an
not though.
excuse to build. This also gives me an excuse to build up my Islian, the dark Elven Ranger, and see how well he can do in Necro. So
Hi.
should be good times.
Yeah. I mean, you are not wrong. Celian is pretty great. Another monster I never get, but you know,
Yeah, I've had him for a while, but
it's
I've
fine.
never really
It's
used
fine.
him anywhere other than Necro. Excellent.
Now, on the other hand, my Necro team
Yes,
of Shaman and Abigail. You know what? Let's just jump. That is something I wanted to ask you about. Was
please.
um, so I am trying to build what on the global ranks is a very fast team,
Right.
but disgusting thing. So I'm wondering what I should 6-star next, and part of me feels
Okay.
like I really should just do the second Abigail that I have,
Okay.
and the reason being
Now, did you
because
awaken?
so the fastest team that I could find that had two of them, one was awoken and one was not. So that is the
Okay.
configuration I have. Is I did one awoken, one not, and it's a shaman, and it's I think it's Lucian,
Right.
might be Lucian. Yeah. Um. Here. No. Once I'm done powering up this rune, I'll actually just go pull it
Sure.
up. But I really, that you bring up, I wish I could get the Dark Lightning Emperor because he features
Hmm.
everywhere on those high ranked leader speed teams. So
For
he
Necro,
must,
really?
for everything, he seems to be amazing. But
Hmm.
I don't know very much about him. I have
Yeah.
never, I've barely ever seen him. I only see him in these like ranking lists that I go and look at.
Right.
But it does bring up a subject we were going to talk about, which was teased in our opening, which is do you
Yes.
have any weird side project teams? And this came from one of our friends on our Discord, Ferentis.
Forentis.
Big shout
Yeah.
out to
Absolutely.
Ferentis.
Shout out to
Um,
Forentis. What's up?
so I did tell Frentis and the others in our Discord that I feel like the way I play this game is as a weird side project. So I feel like everything I do is rather weird and obnoxious sometimes. But I'm working on Thrain. I know some people are thinking that the Grim Reapers will be the next like Hall of Heroes kind of
I'm one of those
monster.
people. Yeah.
Um, we
I mean,
also think there are
two
also people
A's.
two
Two
A's.
A's.
Yep, two A's.
Yeah.
Um, not too scared, but literally that is the team that I saw was an Abigail Unwoken, an Abigail Awoken,
Right.
Shaman, the Light Griffin, Lucian, and
Yes.
Brandia. So that is the attempted Necro speed team that I feel is
Mm.
somewhat obscure. So that is
Excellent.
in terms of weird things, that's my. Yeah,
Well,
maybe I
I
could.
have
Maybe I could
one.
try that.
I wouldn't really call it weird. Let's see if I can go to TOA real quick. But I did make a, I guess you could say, a dot team. Um, I just finished 2Aing, I should say, Tatsu, the fire pixie, and she is absolutely wonderful. Incendia.
Nice.
She is actually what makes her so cool is if you have a team that puts on a lot of continuous damage, your water homunculi, your Rikas, your Berettas. Tatsu is basically similar to Ciara, where she'll be able to ignite all of the continuous damage. So she has been such a fun
Nice.
toy to play with. Um, right now, I have one team I run around with is Tatsu, Double Rika, Beretta, and maybe a Rauk, a 2/8 Rauk thrown in there. I definitely am building up the Wind Dryad because on every turn she always puts at least one to two dots. So
Nice.
I have seen teams of double. I think Milia is her name. Yeah, double Milia, Tatsu, and maybe a Rico or a Beretta, someone else that applies some um, continuous damage, and they take out giants like almost immediately. It is hysterical that all these water units can just incendia.
Eat it.
Just take out, giants and such like that. So that is my one weird side project. Forentis has an awesome one. I'm not sure if he wants us to disclose his Super Yeti team, but I just did. But
Did it.
anyway,
and this thing
But he
is
has
very unique to me. Like, I must
very
say,
cool though.
unless somebody proves me wrong, he is about one of the first people I've ever heard working this comp. So,
Yes, I think it's I'm on the light Bearman, a couple of light Yetis, and I'm pretty sure the Yetis have built-in revenge, and they
yeah,
have
he's
built-in
got
group attacks
three
also.
light yetis. So that's the
Yeah,
first part. He's got 3 light yetis going down. He's got the light bearman, which has the defense lead for the light units, and heals the team for 20% of his
with
HP
every
when he
crit.
crits. And the Yetis do
Yep,
damage based on
absolutely.
their defense and have passive that counters attack 50% of the time that any teammate gets
Yep,
hit. So, I mean, it's just so like the whole mechanic is
turn
based
stealer,
around he is cutting so often with the counterattacks. He's healing up
100%.
everybody, and he is probably high crit damage on the one. So like it is
What
a
a what a great idea.
like it is
This
a
may become
really
meta.
cool,
Yeti
unique,
meta.
yeah, Farenta
Hashtag
meta.
Yeti meta. Absolutely. Shout out to you, Forentis, for thinking up that team. That is a brilliant, brilliant piece of thinking, brain usage,
Definitely.
braining.
Brains.
Awesome. But yeah, that's the weird niche team that I'm working on. Is that dot team that can just like ignite and you know blow stuff up. Very very helpful in TOA. Without powering up too many runes, that team of um, Rika, Tattoo, of course. I think it was second rig. I think I went to 40. Yeah, level 40 of TOA with a couple of runes not even being powered up, just from the whole dot mechanic. And when I was, finally getting defeated around 45, and I was like, I wondered why. I would say half of that team didn't have any runes powered up. I'm talking about like zero, not one, not six, but like they just walked through half of TOA normal. You know what I mean? With no problem.
That's funny. Hi, Ray. Is that famous Rays?
That was definitely not shout out to. That's definitely one of my clients. He's a guitar player, so yeah, he's definitely hitting me up.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I mean, he just the fact that he's doing it makes me want to build a team like that so that I
Mhm.
could give it a go and see about that kind of mechanic in my own life. So
Excellent.
it
Is
is
that a team
definitely.
that you were?
I
Oh,
mean, I
definitely want a Trickaroo update. How are we? How are you doing on that niche team? That's a great team. I shouldn't
so
call it a niche team.
they're
It's good everywhere. What am I talking about?
they're all built and they're all 6 star and they are all second awakened, but now
Excellent.
it comes
Very
down
good.
to the runes. So now I
Right.
need to get better runes because of the defense necessities.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes total
I
sense.
that is where I am at. Sorry, I'm just trying to update the runes so that this is easier
No
in the future.
problem.
Wow, 2 speed. What a horrible. Oh, but look at that crit rate. That is an unfortunate amount of speed. I know this isn't going to do anything, but okay, well, that's pathetic. But yeah, no, Shikaru team, they're coming along. I just like I
That's
said,
excellent.
for me, it comes down to at this point having to um, I just have to get them to the stat requirements required. and then I can actually start
Gotcha.
trying it out. So I'm not quite there yet. Um, I feel like I could use them to farm a lesser floor of maybe Punishers, things like that. Maybe
Okay.
work their stats up, and then hopefully in the near future they'd be in a place I could safely use them at. If that
Excellent.
makes sense.
No, perfect sense. So I know you have storage problems. That I know. We have discussed your storage issues at length on the show, even not on the show. So Contu has heard you. They were
They
like, "We're
did.
gonna help Lightstar out."
Evan himself was like, I can't do
You know
that
what?
to my bud anymore.
I'm gonna
I
code a
can't.
new building for you.
Yeah. Does
So they
Evan
did.
code? I thought no. Evan told somebody to code it, right? Yeah. That's probably it.
Exactly. That's exactly what happened.
Evan's too
Lightstar
beautiful
is
to code.
Evan's the man. Shout out to you. We're definitely going to put up that quick video he did about our show, so everyone else can see it. But definitely was a supporter from like day one, even before I was started this podcast and show. I
Mm-hmm.
met Evan at one of the 2017 events. But yeah, he's definitely want to shout him out. He's definitely been a huge supporter of the show. Um,
And we
however,
just love him. He's a great guy.
he's absolutely awesome streamer and just a great person. So let's help out Lightstar with his storage problem by helping him build a new place to store monsters.
Big
So I
please.
keep forgetting if it's in the building one. No, the energy one was in the building. Okay, so let's make some buildings and stuff. So if we go to building
Okay. Here,
and we
I'm going
go
to
all
follow.
the way,
Going to follow here. Look.
okay. So go to the shop, go to building.
Oh, you see now
Sorry, I said
there.
craft.
No, but here that is the problem. I, since this update came out, have always been looking for it to be a craft building. I did not
It
know it
looks
was a
like a
shop
craft building.
building at all. Well,
That's why we're here to help each other
yeah,
and make sure everyone else is
yeah,
situated. So if you didn't
ah,
know, it is in the it's in the
so
shop
stupid,
under building,
so
and
stupid.
there is your summon monster sealed shrine, which will definitely help people with storage problems like Lightstar and even like myself, who runs out of storage because I only have so much storage. So build that, and it's basically like a cute little pantry that you can put monsters that you're not going to ruin, you're not really going to build, you just want to keep as maybe fusion material or fusion food and stuff like that. I call it a pantry. We also call our storages the storage defense force, so whatever. So, make up your own nickname for it, but the official name is the summoned monster sealed shrine. Summon monster sealed shrine.
Nice.
Summon monster sealed shrine. Summon monster sealed shrine. Get that. Buy it, build it,
A little
put your
primatine mist.
oh.
You
So anything that you're not really gonna build, your Street Fighter characters that you may have a dozen dupes of, you know what I mean? You could put here. I put all of my Dalsim army into this, and it's not taking up any more storage, for units that I might actually want to build one day.
You know, I must admit, this does make me a little angry that it was a shop building and I'm that dumb that I never
Oh,
looked in
okay.
the shop. No, I mean sincerely, I was in the craft building every day. Like,
For like every
is there like an update? Did I tried it on my iPad? I tried it on my phone. I'm like, am I missing something here? I would go back
Not at
and look
all.
at
You're
the
not missing
event,
anything.
and it would say shop probably. I mean, guaranteed. You know what? Looking back on it, I'm pretty much going to say with 100% absolute certainty that in
Yes.
fact it is firmly there, probably saying, absolutely, look at me, I'm in the shop, and I probably did not notice that. Me.
That's what I'm here for. Here to help my.
Dumb. Anyways, this could be like an hour of me storing monsters, so,
Yeah,
you know.
that's
Now, what was the
yes,
conditions?
yes,
There,
it will
I
be.
remember there's something about it. Like, you can't store.
Yes, there are conditions. They can't have runes and they can't be locked.
So
So they're
basically,
literally
I
like
can't have monsters that I was thinking about. You know, like the ones that I locked because they are important to me. Now, if I'm trying to level up something, say,
right.
and I want to use fodder from this box, do they appear?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh no, you just take them out just like your storage box. Just think of it as another storage box for units that you can't lock or rune. So just unlock them and move them right over so that you
Right,
are
but
not
like this, if
consistently.
I'm in the power up thing, yes. So,
Right.
in fact, there is a third option, so I could just have all of my fodder now. So, this is genius. So, this is changing my storage defense force
It is.
because what I can do is I
SDF.
can store
SDF.
exactly what I need for skill ups, or if I'm going to
He's
five
getting it.
star a monster in my storage defense force because they're useful to me. And then the sealed shrine I can just go to whenever I'm like, I don't need any of you idiots.
Uh-oh. He's getting it. It's getting hot.
But
Yeah. That's exactly it. That's it in a nutshell.
okay, I'm not mad
Is
at
that
that.
a smile? I see a
I'm
smile
just
on Lightstar.
well, no, because I would like it too because no, because they'll be locked. Nope, yep, it's fine. I'm good with it.
Excellent. See, that makes me feel good that I was able to help you out.
That's I'm storing. Yeah, what the heck? I'll do that too. Sorry, you keep talking. I'm fascinated by this thing now. I have
So
no words.
before our summon session, because it's getting to about that time, I just want to kind of
Yes.
go over quickly what you want to 6-star next, because I have a couple of candidates
Well, like I
also.
said, Abigail, like the second Abigail, so I could try out that team
Definitely that
for
Necro team,
farming
yes.
Necro would be good because I am very much invested in Rage Runes. That being
Absolutely.
said, like right here, Julie, she could be a strong contender because I've seen a lot of Julie Lucian comps in my day,
Nice.
and they do some formidable work on my team. So, um, yeah, I'm thinking. I mean, the second Abigail is a very high contender. I don't really have anything else that is in the same ilk for me right now.
Right.
So I don't know. What do you think should be graced with? I mean, Anavel
I
is always a
definitely
good one.
think I definitely think that the second Abigail, that's gonna make your Necro team, faster and more reliable. Um, besides, who else did you have on the on the Light Star docket to be
I
six
mean,
star?
there's so many, of course, as we all know.
Yeah,
They're
Street Fighter
always.
units. I don't think I've 6-starred any of my Street Fighter units, which is crazy. I
Oh, I
definitely
have
Mars is there. Oh, I still haven't.
right there. Her ladyship herself, Miss
Dark
Dark
Chun
Chun
Li,
Li.
respect. Absolutely,
She of course was going to always be the first one.
one hundred
So
percent. That's awesome.
yeah. No, I mean definitely Anavel because she's very universally useful. I was saying
Yes.
to Aztec that um, I really need to get into R5 because to anybody who is watching and could see that I was fiddling with my rune stones or my grindstones and that just now, I don't have a lot of grindstones in the stats I need. So
Got you.
I've really been thinking I need to make a consistent, everyone friendly R5 team so that I could go and start
Okay.
farming them. Because at that point, then I will be able to, you know, I'll be able to have more grindstones. And much like Nelly said, and, you know, where he got it from Zenio Gaming about your rune
Yes.
efficiency, you know, being able to bump like a plus 10 speed rune to a plus 12 so that you get an extra point
Hmm.
of efficiency, or God willing, if you have a plus 22 speed rune from just
Right.
unholy amounts of luck, that you could throw a grindstone on there and get it to a plus 24 speed rune. That's
Definitely.
just, that's the part of the game I think I need to focus on. And Anavel is a very good healer for it, so there is a
Hmm.
lot of
Okay.
thought in my mind that that might need to be the next one so that I could consistently have a good team to farm. But I mean,
Yeah,
also that
absolutely.
brings
And you
with
already
it
have
that
a couple Jansons?
I mean, I have everything I would need for a Balaguer Jansen team.
Hmm. Great.
I mean, that being said, I have not built it or speed tuned it correctly yet, so I can't use it. Um,
Gotcha.
but I mean, that would be a thing like I would love to get into. So that's well, what are your suggestions? And then we'll hit your one, and then we will get this summon session rolling.
Absolutely.
Keep,
I still think Abigail, because our five team is going to take some work. You're pretty much there already with your Necro team. Like, you have a 2A Rauk, you have two different Abigails, you have I don't know, I think your Necro team is more solid and solidified, especially if you six-star one of your Abigails, than to like start the process of a whole BR5 team. And plus, next week for the event, you're going to want a nice Necro team. So
mm-hmm.
I think you're already there. I think that would be more of a priority.
Okay. Because I mean, yeah, I have definitely my first Cannon Girl is already there, so um, yeah, yeah, maybe I will
Excellent.
do just that.
I'm around in the same boat that you're in because I definitely want to shore up my Necro team. So I have a Fire Cannon Girl who will always remain Cannon Girl, of course. Um, and I am considering six-starring Islian because he literally is going to have one job, and that's just to stay in Necro and apply dots and stuff like that. So it's a toss-up between Theomars, who's good pretty much everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because of his passive, he always has the elemental advantage. Islian or Gene the Light Paladin because I'm trying to climb that TOA hard ladder. So those are the three that I have on deck. Most likely, it's going to be one of those three. But I just think because of Necros coming up, it's going to be either the Islian or Fire Cannon Girl.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Islian. I feel. So does Islian do how many multi hits?
Um, I think all three of his attacks are all multi hits. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. Let me make 100% sure of that, but I am very sure that's the case.
But like specifically, how many hits do they make each one?
Oh, let's find out. There he is. So let's see. So that's his passive. So his S2 hits for 4, and his S1 hits for 2.
So I mean, the only thing about Islian then is that 4 and 2 does not break the shield, whereas the Cannon Girl, in one ability, can break the shield herself, which then means
Hmm.
everybody else you're bringing to the table is dealing just damage and only damage and nothing but the damage. So,
Okay. So Cannon Girls it is. Cannon Girls all around.
nice. So, while we were talking about that, I came up with a revelation that I'm going to store
Oh.
everything but something that I'm using to level them up. So like I have the Drunken
Perfect.
Masters. I have 5 of them ready for when I have enough 4-star fodders to make them so I can do Tiankin 6-star
Right.
and finish leveling up his abilities. So I think I'll put everything in there that is not specifically right now this second being used for that. And then that way I can go back and revisit and be like, okay, well, I need this many 5 stars to 6-star this character if I want to build it. So I think
Gotcha.
that's what I'm going to do. That way it's more visceral for me. Yeah,
See?
visceral.
Perfect.
Churlish.
Excellent. So we are 6-starring Cannon Girls, this guy, and this guy. 6-starring.
Yeah. That is a fact. Yeah. So, is it 7 o'clock yet?
Summon O'Clock has hit us in the face, and we've punched it back in the face. And we're gonna do some summoning.
You know, based on
You should have
this
space.
information, I do have space. So you know what? I'm going to make this a big summon session. I have 5 mysticals, 4 wind, 5 fire, 4 water, and 2 exclusive summons. So I'm going to start with those. If I get a
Excellent.
dragon, I'm going to set my phone down and walk away, screaming in joy at getting Zyros.
So I'm just gonna have to close the show without you. That's gonna be fun. We'll be
Yeah,
like,
no.
talking
I
to
mean,
myself,
you're
of
gonna
course.
have all this here.
But all I
Right here.
want is some Light Star, and you're gonna be off hanging out with your
Aztec.
dragon.
Hold on a minute. Have I ever
Okay.
shown you this painting back here? This is kind of somewhat, sort of, actually relevant to what we talked about before.
Please, let's see it.
So this was some artwork I commissioned for